This is Tracy from GiftBasketappeal, and today we're going to be using these coffee-inspired napkins from the Dollar Tree to decorate these small containers. So let's get started. So these napkins I got at the Dollar Tree and they were 50 cents. So let's go ahead and look and see what we're working with here. Just going to open these up. And these are going to be perfect. And if you have a coffee lover in the family, this is just perfect. If you want to give these away as gifts to a coworker, or if you want to decorate a coffee station, I think these will be perfect. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and paint these containers, and then we're going to get our Mod Podge and we're going to start applying our napkin. Okay, so all I'm doing is using some white acrylic paint, and this is just a snow white paint, but you can use any white acrylic. And someone had asked if I always use the white acrylic. At the beginning I wasn't using it, but the illustration on my napkins wasn't as vibrant because I didn't have any color underneath. So when I painted it, and this tip actually came from a subscriber, when I painted it with the white acrylic paint, it made the napkin true to its color. And so that's why I always use the white base on my containers. So I'm going to go ahead and paint these. And these get good coverage. I had done another project with these for the 4th of July containers, and I only had to put, I believe, just one coat of paint on it. So this gets really good coverage on here. So I'm going to go ahead and paint these up, and we'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so our containers are all dry, and I'm going to go ahead and cut our napkins so that we can apply them to our containers. Okay, so to do this, this is a 2-ply napkin and we're going to need to peel this apart. But for me, I like to cut it first and then peel the backing off. So let's go ahead and measure this out. And so I find it easier to just kind of cut your napkin to fit and then apply it onto the container. But what I usually say is just do what works for you. So I'm leaving a little bit of space here at the bottom, just because I want to be able to kind of overlap it over this. So we'll see what it looks like when I'm done. So I'm just going to lightly trace it with my pencil. And I'm not being really exact, but I do want it to be able to fit on my container. So I'm just cutting right on that line. And so I want to make sure that my words are not upside down or sideways. Okay, so this should be a perfect fit, and it overlaps the sides just a little bit. And I'm okay with that. I don't have to have it exact. So I'm going to cut out 4 sides for this one and another 4 for this, now that I have one already cut out. And the nice thing about this napkin is that I could use this to decorate embellishments and just use it in other projects. So I'm definitely saving my scraps because I really like the way this looks. So you see, I'm just using this as my measurement and measuring them all out. So I'm going to go ahead and do a bunch of these, and then we're ready to Mod Podge. Okay, so I've got all the pieces cut out. And of course, while I was sitting here thinking about this and looking at these square pieces, this would look really cute Mod Podged onto a 4x4 tile. So from one idea comes another. Okay, so we're going to just peel off the backing on here. And the reason why I do this, and I explain this in some of my other videos, but some of you may be looking at this for the first time, I peel this off so that you have less wrinkles and bubbles. If you don't take the backing off, it's going to wrinkle a lot. So I've learned that from experience when I first started doing the Mod Podging and decoupage. So you just want to make sure that you, if it's a 2-ply napkin or 3-ply, you peel off all the backing so all you have is the artwork on there. Okay, so now we're ready to apply our Mod Podge, and I'm just using the Mod Podge with the gloss in it. Still haven't gotten around to getting that waterproof Mod Podge yet, but I want to get that so I can kind of try some projects with that and kind of do a little review, see how it works. Okay, so we're going to just put on our Mod Podge. I'm just going to put some along the edge there. And sometimes if you're kind of intimidated by doing Mod Podge or decoupage, start with a smaller container first, just so you start to feel more comfortable. And then you can like kind of gradually do a larger one. And I need some saran wrap because that's what I'm going to use to smooth out. I'm going to use that to smooth out my napkin so I don't rip it. Okay, so you hear me making some noise over here because I forgot to get my saran wraps. I have an entire roll that I use. But you don't need a whole lot of the saran wrap. And I have one, like maybe one of the cheapest ones in the store. You don't have to get anything fancy. And so I'm just going to kind of crinkle it up like this. And it's almost like you're using it as your, almost like a paintbrush. And I'm just going to smooth this on. And I'm going to smooth it over the top here. And it helps to smooth out the wrinkles. So it just helps you get a smoother finish on your project. Okay, and look at that. First side is done. And I am going to really love giving away some of these as gifts. Okay, so I just like to work side to side, each side, just makes it easier. And yes, my napkin is going to overlap, and I'm okay with that. And see, I put that on too. I want to make sure I'm at the edge when I put this on. And so you just have a little bit of time to smooth this out before your Mod Podge dries or gets too dry. You can kind of pull it off and kind of readjust it. And if you hear some noise in the background, it's my daughter getting ready to go to classes. It's early in the morning, and she's taking some summer classes. So Right, so now if you wanted to, you could actually cut this off if you want, but I'm going to kind of leave it like that. I'm just smoothing it over. And so be careful not to handle this part here because it's not dry, and what will happen is if you hold it with your hands, you'll end up, it'll end up coming off in your hand actually. And so that napkin is very delicate. And if it bothers you, the overlapping, you don't have to do it like that. You can cut it exact, but I'm not really an exact crafter, so I just kind of go with the flow. Okay. So that's what we've got so far. 3 sides done and 1 to go. And I think for this last part, I'm just going to cut the edges off. Cut a little bit off to size it. Tiny bit more. Okay. Put right up to the edge there. And I have a hard time not working with my hands. I have to remind myself when I'm doing Mod Podge to use this and not my hands. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry, and I usually let this dry a little bit, this first coat that I put underneath the napkin. I let that dry for about 20 to 30 minutes, and then I go back over it with another coat to finish it off. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so I'm going to put a coat over my napkin, and that will be the protection. It'll give it a nice glossy finish. And if you notice, I went right around the edge with it. That way you can have that little covered up look right along those edges. I'm just doing it very lightly. And the longer I give it to dry, the better. I usually try to give it at least 24 to 48 hours, 48 hours being the best, because then it's definitely dry. But the longer it sits, to me, the better. And don't worry about the cloudiness on there. It will definitely go away. Okay, I'm going to put this one aside and let it dry, and then we'll be ready to decorate the inside. Okay, so our containers are all done, and look how pretty that is. Just putting that little bit of effort into making something small, and this can be a really nice gift to give to someone. Like I said, I'm going to use these for my coffee station, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take this foam and put it in here. And so I just kind of cut it down to size, and so I don't want to glue it in there or anything because I want to be able to change it out. And I'm going to just add a few flowers to it. And these are Dollar Tree flowers. These are mums. Just put a few flowers. So I just figured I'd go with a little bit of a lighter color. And this is great if you're having maybe a brunch or a breakfast. You want to set up a little coffee area, or maybe just decorate that area. One of the things that I saw on Pinterest, I believe, someone took a container. It didn't have this Mod Podge on it, but you can put coffee beans in here and then take a tea light candle, maybe fill the coffee beans up to about here. Take a tea light candle and just kind of set it right in the middle there and light it. And now you've got a nice little candle decoration. So that's another thing you can do. I'm going to actually put my tea bags in here. Use this as a tea bag container. And if you're having a brunch, or even if something at work is going on, you want to make the area look nice, you can have your tea bags and stuff. This is one of my favorites. This is actually one of my husband's favorite, but I drink this too. It's the chai tea. Put some tea bags in there. Let's see. And it's like perfect size to have your tea bags. And you can just kind of refill them there if you're having a little party. But I'm going to put this right next to my coffee station. And look how pretty that is. Just something as simple as that. Look at this. I am really loving this. So I hope this inspired you. Go ahead and get those napkins. I mean, for 50 cents, this project probably cost less than, cost about a few flowers, $3. About $3 to do a project like this. And that includes both of these. So go ahead and get those napkins at Dollar Tree. I hope, once again, you are inspired by something in this video. I appreciate all of your feedback. Please go ahead and comment below. Your comments keep me motivated. And don't forget, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to our crafty family. So I'll see you real soon. Bye.